Hi folks, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to try and teach you how to cook a steak like they do in a restaurant so that it doesn't turn out all rubbery and horrible. Let's jump into it. Okay, step one. Now this might seem really simple, but the first step is to make sure that you buy good quality meat. Now I'm saying that, but this meat that I've got today is actually from Costco. Now I know obviously American and British viewers, we both have Costco. I normally buy my meat from local butchers and it's fantastic, okay, it's beautiful. But we was just in Costco last Saturday. I see it, I knew I had friends coming around like this the following weekend, so I thought, well, I'll grab it. Now it's been in the fridge for about a week, so I would say I'm pushing it in terms of the limit of when I can cook it, and it is starting to go, you know, brown a little bit, but that's fine, we're just oxidation, okay? So step one, choose good meat. If you want a guide into what type of meat, I personally, I mean, I'm no rich person, I just eat rump or sirloin. Fillet's great, T-bone's great, they're all good steaks, but to be honest with you, rump or sirloin's fine. Today we're working with sirloin, yep, so it's Scotch beef, extra matured sirloin steak. And you can see 4 huge, big, juicy bits. Let's go on to step 2. So you've picked your beef out, you've got a really good quality beef, or you've gone to the butcher's, you've got yourself some beef, great. The next step is to bring it to room temperature, okay? Now you've probably heard that before, and that's easier said than done sometimes. If you know it's in the middle of the week and you're going to work, etc., and you want to bring it to room temperature, don't wait till you come home, okay? As long as you're going to eat that meat on the day that you want to, bring it to room temperature, it's fine to get it out anywhere up to 8 hours in advance. So this is a Saturday and I got this meat out this morning, I think it was about 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock. And I'm not going to eat it, I'm not going to start cooking it until about 6 o'clock. So it's now 4 o'clock and that meat it's perfect, it's at room temperature. And the reason we need it at room temperature is because we want to draw as much moisture out of it as we possibly can. And if you've got to think about it, meat is a muscle from an animal, and if it's if it's cold, it's tense. If you feel a piece of meat when it's cold, it's hard to stretch and stuff. Whereas when it comes to room temperature, it's nice and easy and it's nice and loose and flexible, right? Because we want to draw some of the moisture out of it. So that's step 2. Take it out anywhere upwards of 8 hours. Obviously any more than 8 hours and you might be looking at, disease and stuff, but 8 hours is fine. Bring it to room temperature. Okay, you can't see me, but hopefully you can hear me. So this is step 3. Now I've opened my pack, I've got my steaks here, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dry out my steaks. This is step 3, drying out a steak. So I'm gonna take some kitchen towel, I'm just gonna lay it down like this, okay? No, I'm gonna fold it over actually, okay? Fold it out like this. And I'm gonna get my steaks, I'm going to put it on this kitchen towel because you can see it's a bit slimy, okay? It smells beautiful. Okay, it's a bit slimy. Look at the thickness of that. You see that? Wow, okay? So I'm going to dry it out. So this tray I don't really want anymore, so we'll get it out of the way. And then I'm going to take some paper towels and I'm just going to put it on top. Okay, so all I'm doing is getting the excess water off the top of this beef. Alright, if I turn it over, you look at how wet that is. Okay, you look at how wet that is, and we'll do it again the other side. Alright? Because when you cook beef with water in, okay, it shrinks. We don't want this to shrink, we want it to stay that thickness and that size. That's a good size steak. Okay? So again, just to reiterate, this is 4 o'clock, so this is 2 hours before I want to cook it. Now, if you don't have time to do this, you can do this just before you cook it, that's fine. Okay, you can mitigate this step. But for me personally, this is the step that makes it the tastiest. Okay, so an hour, 2 hours, even 30 minutes before. All right, so I've dried out my steaks and you can see they're nice and malleable. Okay, they're all good. Now, once we've dried them out, we get ourselves some salt, okay? Now, any salt will do. I'm using, if you can see that hopefully, pink Himalayan sea salt, and that's from Costco as well. And I'm only using it because pink Himalayan sea salt has some more sodium. It has sodium, potassium, and can't remember now. It's got more than just sodium. Normal sea salt is just sodium, but this stuff's got potassium and something else in, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna salt my steaks, okay? I'm gonna salt them. And I'm gonna be very generous. If you're afraid of salt, this video isn't for you. Now you can, hopefully you saw the salt go on. I don't know if you can see here. If I zoom in maybe. Okay. But that meat is starting to soak up all that salt, and that's what we want. We flip it over. Now, I'm going to leave that. Let's zoom back out. Okay, I'm now going to leave that until I'm ready to cook it. I'm not going to bash these out. Okay, I'm not going to flatten them, sorry, because I just don't want to. I know I'm going to show you a method of how to cook. So I'm going to cook 1 well done, 1 medium, and 2 medium rare, because that's how we eat them in this house, okay? And I'm going to show you the method of how to do that in step 4. Okay folks, up to step 5 now. So far we have chosen the right meat. We have got our meat out and made sure that it gets come to room temperature. Then we have dried it off with towels. We have salted it, so we put some salt on it. It's now 2 hours later, so it's 6 o'clock now. And step 5 is really easy. It's get your oven to 200 degrees C, okay? That's like gas mark 7, I think, if they still have gas marks, but 200 degrees C, okay? And I don't mean like turn the oven on when you're about to fry the steaks. Get it going now. Now, I always do potatoes with my steak, so my oven's been on for like an hour now cooking potatoes. So make sure you get the oven to 200 degrees C, and then what you're gonna do, and I'll show you, is you're gonna put, you're gonna put a baking tray in the oven covered in foil to come up to that temperature as well, so that when you fry your steaks and you put your steaks in the oven, they're not going onto a cold tray. Okay, let's show you that. Ah, you can't see because it's so steamed up. Potatoes and then baking tray. Ah. Okay, we're up to step number 6, which is the actual cooking phase, mind focus. If I keep looking this way, it's because there are gentlemen here. Gentlemen, would you like to come in the video? Gentleman 1, gentleman 2, and the lady upstairs. Okay, now I've got a very big frying pan. Okay, now that's just because we bought this from Costco. We love Costco in this house, and this is going to be very helpful because I've got to cook 4 steaks at once. But I'm going to do them in phases. So if you've never cooked a steak before, okay, obviously well done needs to be cooked for longer, medium, medium rare, slightly less. So we've got 1 well done, which is my fiance. Then we've got mediums, mediumly?
Yeah, medium.
Yeah, 2 mediums and then a medium rare. Now the medium rare is going to be the risky one. So what we're going to do is we're going to sear each steak for about a minute on each side. So you've got to get this red hot, and you've got to use good quality oil. So just to show you, okay, we're about this life. Can you see this? Focus in, focus please. There you go, avocado oil. It doesn't burn until about 500 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, or something like that. It doesn't burn, basically. So if this smokes, you done fucked up, all right? Don't do that. So get your pan red hot, get the oil in it, red hot. Then sear the steak for a minute each side. Then put your steak directly into the oven after a minute each side. Well done's gonna go in for about 7 minutes. Medium's gonna go in for about 4.5 minutes. Medium rare, we're gonna go in for just 2 minutes, okay? So a minute each side, medium rare in for 2.5, 4.5, and then 7, okay? We'll try and keep the cameras rolling as we're cooking, and then we'll see what the end result's like. Okay, here we go. Standard one's gonna be the well done steak, and that's going in. Should sear. Two minutes aside. Once you've got the pan hot, turn it down, otherwise that oil will continue to burn. Okay, as long as it's bubbling, it's winning. And you're probably thinking, wow, there's a lot of oil in there, but actually I've got to do 4 steaks, so. Boom, that's going in for 7 minutes. Two mediums. So the last bit is once you get them out of the oven, okay, you just let them sit just whilst you mash family potatoes and bits and pieces. And they end up looking like this. I'm just going to flip the camera around and show you. So we've got well done all the way down to medium rare.